It was a boring week in Lake Wobegon. We're halfway through June. Summer's busy, the kids are out of school, and let's talk about all the things that are going on. My life has been kind of quiet. And I say that in a good way. I've had time to go walking. I've had time to get prepped for Europe, which is in 3 weeks. I ordered my euros yesterday from the bank. The lady was like, "We don't have any euros here. We're in the middle of Los Alamitos." I'm like, I know, that's why I'm here telling you I need euros. It's been so quiet that I woke up this morning and I thought, I'm not even going to do a podcast because I have nothing interesting to talk about. And then I got this weird idea in the shower. Note to self, most of my weird ideas come to me in the shower and I should probably ignore them. And I thought, maybe I'll show you what's in my refrigerator. Why? Well, you'll see why. So I've been sitting today trying to figure out things we could talk about on the podcast today, which is neither here nor there. And I thought one of the things we deal with all the time is what we're going to make for dinner. I mean, we've seen the memes about no one told us we'd be doing this 3 times a day for the rest of our lives, right? So I had to clean out my fridge a little bit today. I didn't clean it out, but we're going to play What's in Leanne's Refrigerator. And I think you might be horrified to see this. So on this side, okay, well, this is obviously where we keep all our important things like our dressings and stuff. We are big blue cheese people. Oh, look at this. This is passion fruit syrup, and it's for my passion fruit martinis, which I don't drink, but they sound good. And of course, the only true poppy seed dressing, Brianna's, because it's the best. And we are deeply into Thousand Island dressing on everything here. I don't even know how that, I do know how it started. It started because we're from Utah and we used to have fry sauce. Yeah. Okay, what else do we have here? This is leftovers. There are always leftovers in my fridge. I have no idea what those are. I'm definitely into butter lettuce these days. Do you guys get these little gems? They're just little tiny little buttery lettuce yums, and that's so good. Let's see what other interesting thing in this door. We have margarita mix, grapefruit juice, which is my juice of choice, bubble water, Julia's kombucha. So when you get a cheese and pickle sandwich in England, it's not pickles like we think pickles. It's this kind of interesting chutney, which I ordered off Amazon, and the seal was a little bit broken, so I've really been I have eaten it, but I've been hesitant to eat it. I don't know what this is. This looks like someone's ashes. We're just not going to open that. Okay, what do we have up here? Oh, wasabi paste. Yum. Random things like red curry paste. I don't know why it's in here. Horseradish mustard, which no one eats. What's this? Pesto. Trader Joe's pesto. I don't even know why we have that. But good to know, because I don't know what I'm making for dinner tonight. What other interest? Oh, okay. Do you guys love ginger? I love ginger. And this is a very great way to dispense ginger. But fair warning, look at the size of this hole. Be sure you put this in a spoon before you just squeeze it directly into any food, because you'll usually get about 1.5 cups, which makes it a wee bit spicy. So that's that one. Okay. What do we have over here? This is where I was this morning because this drawer broke and I had to order another one. And this has all our Asian things in it because, hello, Asian food. I have a giant bottle of sweet chili sauce that I got at the Korean market. Of course, cock sauce, hoisin, Korean barbecue. What's this? Smoking hot sauce? No, that's not mine. Spicy chili crisp and spicy chili oil and gochujang. And I have a whole container of gochujang back here because Korean food is the best. This is our, oh, here's my sambal. I was looking for this the other day. I'm going to try that up here. Shh, don't tell. This is the peanut butter and jelly section. And down here we have other sauces. Are you not gripped and amused by all this? And yet, still, having gone through this, I don't know what I'm going to make for dinner. I have a feeling it might be pesto now that I found that, though. I have other pesto. I have some purple basil in the garden. I can also mix up, and I think there's some pine nuts in the freezer. So I could enhance this, right? By the way, speaking of pesto, my sister and I made a pesto many years ago that was delicious. It was made with carrot top greens and roasted pumpkin seeds. It was so good. And of course, my other favorite pesto is cilantro and pine nuts with a little jalapeno in it and lime juice. Haha, so yummy. We're not big pasta eaters. We're more rice people because Asian food is the favorite. Except, note, we always see back here, the Le Creuset, it has beans in it because Sam is Mexican and we have beans every week and it's a great thing. So much for my kitchen talk, right? I still don't know what I'm going to make for dinner after that little tour of my crazy foods. What weird food do you have in your fridge? I feel like, yes, I've got some kind of specific Asian ingredients, but there's nothing really intensely bizarre in my fridge. Like I don't have a SCOBY growing and I don't have a sourdough starter. I have nothing really interesting, and why I thought you would be interested, I don't know. But if you could look at my ingredients and tell me what to make for dinner, I'll be your friend forever. My bestie and I talk often, daily, and the last thing we always include in any conversation is, what are you making for dinner? Because we know I'm almost 70 and she is 70, and we're like, we've been doing this way too long. I have no idea what to make for dinner. And she has people with eating foibles and specific requirements, and I'm so glad I don't have to deal with that. So it was a quiet week. It was Father's Day last weekend, and Julia and Sam went out to visit Sam's dad. He lives out east, and it's a good thing they did because he suffered a minor stroke while they were there, and fortunately Sam's sister, who is an MD, was present, and he's fine. He's home from the hospital. It's great, but it's interesting that they all on Saturday were like, something's off with Papa. And then yesterday we find out that yes, he had indeed been taken to the hospital and had a minor stroke. It was so minor that had Marina not been an MD and had she not noticed certain things, they would have only done the CT, and the CT did not show anything. And she insisted they do an MRI, and that's when they found the tiny little clot in the speech area of his brain. And so he's doing fine. He's great. He will make a full recovery, and everybody is fine. And so I was home and I just tootled around. I did my walking. I've been very religious about my walking, and Pond, the snark puppy, is very happy about that. She's doing great on her walks. In fact, today there was a dove sitting in the parking grass area. I'm afraid the dove was injured, but we were literally 4 inches away from it, and Pond did not see it. She didn't smell it. I wonder about her eyesight. I wonder if it is really good. I don't think she's blind, but I don't think she sees really well, because the day before yesterday we were out walking and there was a squirrel on a tree at her height, literally this far apart, and she just walked right by, and I'm like, oh my gosh, because squirrels, when they are moving, she's really attracted and will, activate with that. But this was like, hello, and she didn't notice. So anyway, she's great to walk with. It's taken a while, but we are both doing great in that area. And I was listening to a podcast that I just happened upon. You guys probably already know about this. My daughter knew about it. It's the Handsome Podcast with Tig Notaro and Fortune Feimster and Mae Martin. And it is 3 comedians, and all they do is yammer at each other for an hour and a half, and it was hilarious. So I believe this was one of the first ones they did, and I listened to, and they were, the topic was just ridiculous, but they were hilarious. So much so that when I was listening to them I was walking through the nature park listening to them, and I'm giggling, and people are passing me and kind of giving me the side eye. And I'm like, dude, I'm sorry, just because you're listening to boring things, it doesn't mean I can't giggle. So that's what I was doing. I told you last week that I was excited that one of the books I'd been looking for had been released. Welcome to Murder Week. You guys, I should not gear myself up for something because I will be disappointed. I was disappointed. I'm so mad that I was disappointed. Welcome to Murder Week had been touted by publishers and advanced readers and all these people that it was this incredible book. And I was very excited because I thought it was going to be a murder mystery book, right? Welcome to Murder Week. The word murder's in the title. It was about a murder. It was about a fake murder. So it was kind of like this British town held a contest and invited Americans to come to solve a British murder. If it had just been that, it would have been fine. It would have been fine. But they had to add in this other element, which is really ended up being the crux of the story, was that the main character, a young woman who was involved in this murder week, makes great discoveries about her family. Let me tell you why I struggled with this book. First of all, the writer assumes that you don't read. Now, let me explain what I mean. People who read a lot of books gather a lot of incidental knowledge, right? We understand history a little differently than other people. We know quirks about other countries because we read a whole lot, right? In this book, there were so many assumptions made that the characters didn't know and that she assumed the readers didn't know. And so there was a lot of times where I felt that information was being given to us in a really heavy-handed way that didn't need to be given. Let me share an example. I don't know how widely known it is that all the swans in England are owned by the crown. I've known that fact for decades. Like maybe in high school I learned that, right? This is just a given. I know this. It's mentioned in books all the time. It's mentioned in every documentary about the royal family ever, right? We had to have a 7-page conversation about the swans being owned by the crown in this book because 2 of the characters didn't know. And one of the characters who didn't know was an author. I'm sorry, it was just, ugh. Okay, now for the codicil on this review. This is about me. I was going in with very high expectations and I was disappointed. I read the book, I finished it. I would give it a B, solid B. I am sure many of you will read this and like it infinitely more than I did because you're going in understanding what it is. It's not Thursday Murder Club, not even close. Those people were sharp and smart and witty and could put things together. These people are not. Let's just put it that way. I'm so sorry, I'm disappointed about this book. I officially DNF'd Problematic Summer Romance by Ali Hazelwood. Apparently there's quite a kerfuffle on the internet today. From what I gather, and I have not done a deep dive on this because I really don't care enough, Ali Hazelwood apparently flounced off social media because people were criticizing her book. And I just want to say, if you're an author and you put your words out there and then you flounce off and in a huff because somebody wrote a bunch of bad things about your book, that's your problem. My problem with Ali Hazelwood's book is all about me. I'm not making it about her. But I hated that book. I officially DNF'd it. It's gone. I will not pick that up again. I made it 60% of the way through, and I'm choosing to not finish it. I once DNF'd a book at 87%. Yep, I just said life's too short. I'm not putting myself through that. I'm not even going to tell you what that book was because everybody else loved it. After I finished Welcome to Murder Week, I picked up Laurie R. King's latest book in the Russell and Holmes series called The Knave of Diamonds. And this is a very complicated story about a jewel heist in Ireland involving Sherlock Holmes, Mary Russell, his wife, and Mary Russell's uncle, Jake. And it's good. It's very good. I love Laurie R. King. She writes great mysteries. Again, not a murder mystery. This is a very convoluted jewel heist situation. People are breaking into safes and doing all kinds of fun things. I have only one tiny little comment. Can you tell I'm a little cranky today? I'm not cranky, but I'm cranky about this. So I listen to my audiobooks in my room on this little tiny Bose speaker. It's fantastic. I can put it right on my pillow here, and I can turn it way down, and I'm not bothering anyone, and it's great. However, the people who are reading this audiobook drop their sentences at the end. And even when my speaker is this close to my ear, it's this close to my ear, I often lose the end of the sentences. So that's really frustrating. Pond, hey, the front door is open, and we can't have nice things because she has to bark at everything that walks by. And it's summer. Thank you. It's summer, so the kids are out playing. The other book I picked up, which I am thrilled about, and I want you guys to just love it as much as I do, is Amy Poepple's. Remember, she's the author whose name I can't say. Poepple. This is called Far and Away. And this is a very fun tale of two women, two families. One is in Berlin and one is in Dallas, Texas. And they do a house swap very rapidly due to various family emergencies. And this is the tale of people house swapping and having no freaking idea how to do anything. For example, when the German family arrives in the house in Texas, they don't realize it's a smart house. And they're not given the instructions on how to turn off anything, including lights or music or anything. So there is that. It's fun. And Amy Poepple has written many other books that are very, very cute. And if you need something light and something a little charming and something a little humorous, you may want to pick this up. I am thinking ahead to what I want to be reading when on my way to Europe. So let me tell you my book quirks. I don't want to start a book on the plane because I want to already be involved in the story so I can sink into it. So I got to time my book so I'm like about 15 to 20% into the book before I get on the plane. Neuroses number one. How many book neuroses do you have? I'm also panicking a little bit. So we have a 9.5-hour flight, and I don't know how long my earbuds will last if I'm listening to a audiobook. So there's that. And I want to sleep on the plane. I really do want to sleep on the plane. All the things associated with that. And I've just kind of chalked it up in my mind that I'm going to have 9.5 hours of really being uncomfortable, and hopefully I can sleep. And then I'm going to land in Paris and be really uncomfortable till about 7 or 8 o'clock that night. Yeah, I'll let you know. We will have regular phone service there, so I will definitely be updating and posting reels and pictures of everything that we're doing because, hey, this is, this is great. I'm so excited about this. I have our first day planned. I did something that I did not anticipate doing. I got a wild idea to put in my entire itinerary into ChatGPT, and I had them spit out what we could do, how far things were away, and it really kind of gave me some great ideas and filled in some blanks I didn't have. I know that first day in Paris, before we get on the train the next day to go to Brussels, neither one of us is going to be particularly in our body, and I want to have things kind of lined up so I know exactly what I'm doing. Now, why I think that I'm in charge of this trip, I'm not. I'm in charge of the planning, but once we get to the airport, Julia is the trip president, and she's going to be directing things. I just need to remember that. those are my quirks. And the other thing that I don't want to do on the plan, I don't want to start a new pair of socks. I want to be in the process of knitting. Speaking of which, we finished the Bestie socks. She's coming this week, yay, to pick them up. So these are very fun. These are Summer Lee's Barbara pattern, very fun to knit. And my latest project is using one of the squishy mails I got. And this is a sock. Can you see we have a little cable going there? And those will be fun. These are very fun to knit. I like this yarn. It doesn't split or anything. So almost done with this one, and then I'll start the other one. So yeah, we're just in the final throes of getting ready for Europe. I got to figure out what I'm going to cook for dinner tonight. And that's the scoop. So may you all be well. May you be peaceful. May you find a sense of well-being in all that you do. And may you know that you are deeply and truly loved. Thank you for watching. See you next week.